What's up, YouTube? This your man Gerard with DBK Mobile Detailing out in Charlotte, North Carolina. First, I want to say welcome back, fam. And if you're not part of the family, go ahead and consider hitting that subscribe button and joining the family. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about headlight restoration. And I'm going to show you my step-by-step process on how I go about getting this job done. So if you've never done it before and you're looking to get into this, check this video out because it's just for you. So first thing I want to do is show you what we're working with. And then I'm going to pull the car in because this sun is beaming on me. But as you can see, I hope the camera can pick it up. It's heavily oxidated. This one ain't as bad as the other one, but nevertheless, we're going to go ahead and get them both taken care of. So my step-by-step process for this is pretty simple. We're gonna tape it off. Well, first we're gonna clean the headlights, then we're gonna tape it off. We're gonna sand it, then we're gonna buff it, and then we're gonna put some kind of protection on it. And of course, make sure you got something to sit on. I got this little, whatever you wanna call it, from Walmart for like $30, $40, something like that. But we're gonna be using invisible glass to clean it with. I bought some sanding discs. I ordered them off Amazon. And we're gonna be using plastics and like a ceramic sealant to put on afterwards. So enough talking about what I'm using. I'm gonna go ahead and just show y'all what I'm using. So like I said, the first thing you wanna do is clean it off. And we're gonna be using the invisible glass. It ain't got to be perfect. I mean, just make sure you clean off any dirt, any dust, anything that might be on there. Just wipe it off. Just like that. Make sure you dry it off. So the first part is cleaning it off. The second part is taping it off. And let me tell y'all, this is important, man. This second part is very important because the last thing you want to do is start doing this the way I'm finna show y'all how I do it and scratch the paint or, you know, sand the paint or whatnot, or, you know, anything. You don't want to do that because I've actually had that happen to me when I first started, you know, doing this or whatnot. And the customer was getting a headlight restoration and I was trying to be cool hand Luke, and I was like, man, let me go ahead and just, you know, do the headlight restoration. And what happened was I was using a drill at the time to do the sanding. And what happened is I actually hit the bumper part, you know, just from, you know, with the drill sanding, and it actually scuffed it up. So luckily I had my polisher with me and I was able to, know what I'm saying, fine tune that out and polish it out for him, no problem. But for future reference, tape it off. Save yourself some trouble, save yourself some hassle. It ain't got to be perfect. I'm not a painter. So just make sure you got some type of layer around this paint. So now for the fun part, and like I said, I ordered these off Amazon, man. It was like, I think it was like 15, might have been $20 or something like this. It goes all the way from 500, you know, 600 all the way to 5,000. It's a whole case of whole pack of these, man. Like this is more than enough to get through quite a few cars. Make sure you got you some towels, some rags, and old trusty squirt bottle with water in it. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my water bottle, go ahead and get a couple spritz on the headlight, and then I'm also put a couple spritz on my sanding disc. And make sure you get the ones that say wet or dry sanding, and just basically go across it. Now you see why I say the importance of having this tape around here. So now it's not like you being finicky at the edges, because you want to try to get as much of the headlight as possible. Just keep going around just like that. I don't know if y'all can see it or not. Bring y'all in here a little closer. You see that oxidation? See how it's turning brown, yellow, or whatever color? That's what you want to see. Like I say, I start off with a 1000 grit. That way it'll let me know how far I can go with it. See, like I say, that tape, see how I'm down here on this edge? And just keep doing that. Spray it again, and keep going. So once we did that, go ahead and take my trusty rag and wipe it off. And if you notice, it actually looks cloudy. That's what you want to see. You don't want to see it look clear or see-through. You want to see it look cloudy. Because we just got through sanding it. So you want to see that look right there. I don't know if this camera picking it up good, but it's foggy. You want to see if that foggy, cloudy looking. Wipe it down, analyze it. I think I'm gonna hit it again. Spray it. Spray that. All right, y'all, so I work them together. I just did the other side, but I want to show y'all that foggy look, that cloudy look that I was talking about. That's how you want it to be. So that's after the first sanding. That's with the 1000 grit. So now we're gonna bump it up. So the next grit we're gonna go to is a 3000 grit. I don't know if y'all can see it or not. And we're gonna basically repeat the same process. And you're gonna have that, I guess, that milky substance or whatever dripping down on the car. Don't worry about it. If you see it, if you can, just go ahead and, you know, just kind of lightly wipe it off, because I got something for that too at the end of this. So what we're gonna do is basically, like I said, we're gonna do the same thing. Spray it. Spray my pad. And this time I like to go up and down. First time I did left to right. This time I'm gonna go up and down. I don't think it really matters, but it's just the way I like to do it. Again, that's why I say it's good to have this tape right here. And if you feel it getting like grabby or catchy, just spray it with some more water. And let me know in the comments, man, does anybody even like doing this? And if you do, tell me what's your method of doing it and how do you go about doing it? Because originally, if I had a headlight restoration job, I would go buy one of those kits for like $25, $30 or whatever it was. Until one day I actually needed to do it and couldn't find the kit, well, the kit that I like to use. So that's what actually made me put my own kit together. It's more economically friendly. It's better that way to me, and it's professional. So tell me that in the comments. Let me know, do you go buy the kits or do you put your own kit together? So I just wiped that one off, and like I say, you still want it to be cloudy. You don't want it to be clear. You want it, basically, for those who don't know, when we went from the 1000 grit to the 3000 grit, the lowest number being the most aggressive, the highest number being, I guess you could say, least aggressive. Basically, we just refining it. We, you know what I'm saying, smoothing it out. Like you can feel it, it's smooth. We're just basically bringing it all together at this point. So I'm gonna hit this again and go hit the other side, and then we're gonna come back for the next step. All right, so we cleaned it, we taped it off. We did a 1000 grit, then we did a 3000 grit, and I did the same thing to the other side. So now we're gonna polish it out. And you can get these pads from, shout out to Detailing World out in Charlotte, North Carolina. You can get these pads from there. And I'm gonna use my polisher for this. And I know somebody probably gonna say, why you ain't just use your drill or your polisher for the first one? Well, me personally, I like, what I do with my pad? I don't know what I did with it, but I like my little, my applicator or whatever you wanna call it. But it forms to the shape of the glass, so you don't have to put a lot of pressure on it, but just, you know, going up and down, it curves to the contour of the headlights, as opposed to if I was to use my polisher or if I was to use my drill. To me, it just don't make sense, and I like to feel it when I'm doing it, so that's why I prefer to use the little. If somebody know what this is, leave it in the comments and tell me what is this thing called. I call it a little whatever. But anyway, I just like the way it forms to the contour because it's moldy, it's comfortable in my hand. And like I say, this headlight restoration, it don't take you hours to do, man. It's, 20, 30 minutes maybe at the max. But I'm gonna go ahead and put this on my polisher and I'm gonna show y'all what I use to buff it out with. So like I said, you can get these pads. These are 3-inch wool pads. You can get these from Detailing World. You can get them off Amazon. I actually had this. This is the kit that I used to get. It was the Meguiar's Heavy Duty Headlight Restoration, and it's their plastics. I've actually seen this on Amazon, and I think I seen it at Harbor Freight too. You can buy a bigger bottle of this, but I had a couple of these, so I didn't need to go purchase one. So first thing we're gonna do is go ahead and shake it up as always. Make sure we get everything mixed up. I just put a couple little small dabs on here. 1, 2, 3. Don't need a lot. Little goes a long way, y'all. And you'll see me dab it out just a little bit. Start off on speed 2. And after my initial, I go ahead and wipe it off. See how it looks. I see a couple spots here and right here where I could have hit a little bit more. So what I do is I just go ahead and add another drop, and I'll go ahead and hit it again. All right, so now that we done did all the necessary steps, like I say, I always want to leave some kind of protection down on it. But before we do that, we're gonna make sure we clean them off good because we want to get rid of any of those sanding marks sanding residue or polishing residue. And we want to make sure we get all the plastic off of there too as well. So just wipe it down good with window cleaner. And what we're gonna be using is Meguiar's Headlight sealant. I haven't seen this. Actually, I haven't even been looking for it because I had so many of these laying around because one kit, man, is more than enough to get through. Like, it's more than enough. So I got quite a few of these laying around, so I just still use it. But I'm gonna be using a little spongy applicator pad to apply it. And basically, well, I already shook it up, but it's kind of like, it's not ceramic, but it is a sealant, so be mindful of that. Keep the tape on there so it don't drip off into the car, the vehicle, or whatnot. And basically, we just want to, put a couple dabs across the top and just apply it like so. I go this way. You don't have to rub it in, but I like to get this section first. Make sure you overlap it and come all the way to the bottom. All the way to the bottom. Kind of like applying a ceramic coat. And again, a little goes a long way. You don't need a lot of it. Don't need a lot of it. I'm gonna go over here and do the other side, and I'll be right back. Remember I told y'all I had something to clean up this milky residue and stuff, that's been dripped off. Bead maker, that's it. Just bead maker, couple spritz. Try not to get it on the headlight. And as far as the sealant, I can't remember the actual cure time, but I do know it says something about don't let it get wet within, I can't remember if it was 24 hours or whatnot, but just don't let it, that's just like any other coating. You don't want it to get wet right after you apply it. So just be mindful of that. And we just wipe it down, and like I say, leave the tape on there. That's why I say this tape is important, man. This is like the most important thing. Y'all seen how I was sanding. You seen how I polished it, buffed it, and then you seen how I came back with the sealant. Like, I'm able to go from the top all the way down to the bottom. So even if I do get a little bit on the tape, I'm good. Like, it's not on the car. If I'm sanding, I'm not sanding the car, I'm sanding the tape. I mean, you don't want to be aggressive with it, but that tape is a safety measure. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this tape off, and we're gonna recap and finish it up. I'm gonna pull this outside so we can get a better look at it and what's left of the sunlight. So y'all give me a minute and I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm gonna give y'all a closer look, man. I hope y'all remember what it looked like to start with. But as you can see, much better, much better. Alright, so recap. First of all, get you a stool. I know y'all like, man, he's still in that chair. Yeah, I love this stool, man. It comes in handy not just for this, polishing the sides of vehicles, doing the tires on those hot days when you just want to sit down and do it. Hey, this is the thing to have. But anyway, so first thing we did was we cleaned the headlights, taped it off, sanded it with 1,000, then sanded it with 3,000, polished it, and then we put a sealant on it. Now keep in mind, there's plenty of ways to do this. This is just the way that I do it. Some of those other methods, I mean, yeah, you probably could just polish it out or whatnot, but this is the way that I've been doing it, and it's been working for me since I've been doing it. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And secondly, when I first started doing headlight restoration, like I said, I was buying the little kits, and those can get costly, man. So I basically just put me a kit together. That way I keep it with me, I have it with me on hand, because you would be surprised, man. A lot of people will ask for this service, and the last thing you want to do is be like, oh, I got to run here, go get it, or I got to go here and go get it. You know, you have it with you, it's there, versus spending $15 to $30 for a kit and you buying several of those when you can just spend $20, get the pads that you need, get the chemicals that you need, and boom, you ready to go. And for a job like this, I charge $80 for this, for headlight restoration. I mean, based on your marketing, where you at, it could be more, it could be less. And then too, it also depends on, you know, how bad the headlights are. That's why I say I like that kit. It comes from 600 all the way up to 5,000 grit sandpaper. So, you know, maybe you got a job where you need to start off with 800 or 600 and work your way up. At least you got that option. But nevertheless, man, I'm glad y'all rode along with me for this video, and I hope y'all learned something. And if you did, hit that like button. And like I say, if you're not part of the family, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and join the family. And also consider following me on Instagram at DBK_mobile_detailing. And with that being said, if y'all got any questions, or even if you got other different methods or ways that you go about doing, leave it in the comments, man, because I'm all about each one, teach one. But until then, y'all be blessed, be prosperous, and as always, I would definitely catch y'all on the next one. Peace.